arrived at the Women in Media conference. We're getting ready to ask lots of questions.
Some of the questions we're going to ask are, what inspired you to become a journalist? How do you use social media to promote your work? And in your opinion, who does the most work in the newsroom?
Can you please introduce yourself and tell me a bit of the conference, please?
I'm Ella and I'm on the social media and marketing team for the Women Media Conference, and we've got speakers women speakers from all over the different kinds of media come to do talks on how it's best to get into the media.
Why do you think it's important to have women in media?
Well, women represent 50% of the population, and our media is what gives us our news, it's what tells us all about our population, so it's important that everyone's represented, otherwise we wouldn't know the true representation of the news.
Well, thank you for being with us today, Emma.
Oh, thank you very much. Thank you.
Can you please tell us who you are and what your job is?
My name is Emma Bentley and I'm the digital camera journalist for BBC News.
Okay, what do you think about the platform of TikTok in work? Like, do you think it would be a good news platform?
I think TikTok is such a huge app, we'd be foolish not to touch it at all. Whether it's appropriate for all of our news stories and for all of our platforms to be on, I think that's a question that we need to ask ourselves. But I definitely think we need to be on it to engage those underserved audiences that perhaps wouldn't watch us anywhere else. And I think it's interesting for young people to see what we're actually doing.
What's your favourite social media platform to use?
Oh, my favourite social media platform. Well, I probably should say TikTok, shouldn't I?
Yes.
It changes. Sometimes it's TikTok, but then sometimes I just hear the same songs over and over again. I do like a bit of Instagram because I like photography and a lot of my friends are on Instagram. My friends aren't as cool as me, obviously, and they don't really understand TikTok or what it's about. So some days it's TikTok and then other days I prefer a bit of Insta.
What do you like most about your job?
Okay. The thing I love the most about my job is meeting lots of different people every day and turning up to work and not knowing where I'm going to be, who I'm going to work with, what the story is going to be, and also getting to see places that normal people would just never get to see.
Have you always wanted to work in the media and like for news?
I've always wanted to work in television since I was about 13 or 14, and then just by chance I ended up working in a news department doing a bit of work experience and ended up really enjoying it. So I think I'd like to do current affairs in the future, but whether it's always news, who knows.
What does your average day at work include?
Oh, lots of people ask me about my typical day at work. It can vary so much. Sometimes I could go to work and do absolutely nothing and just sit there at my desk and eat biscuits all day. And other days they could call me and say, you need to go to Norwich and you need to stay for 2 nights, leave now. And you go in what you're wearing and you just go and film it. So it's very difficult to say a typical day, but it's usually going out filming an interview or some shots with a reporter or a producer out in London.
What are the dangers of using social media? And if so, how do you protect yourself from those dangers?
I think there's lots of dangers on social media, especially for younger children. That's not to say that they're not tech savvy, because I think there's a lot of children that are a lot more savvy than their parents are. Let's not forget that. But I think sometimes the content that's on TikTok isn't really appropriate for young children to see. Something I do is, especially I'm posting as a BBC employee, so I don't want anything I'm posting or liking to be inappropriate or to upset any of the people that see it. And also people comment nasty things as well sometimes. And I don't want people to see those comments and think, oh gosh. So I block them or delete them and make sure nothing that I post will get me or the BBC into trouble.
What's your favourite story that you've covered?
Oh gosh, favourite story that I've covered. I think my favourite story It wasn't the most glamorous. It was just some interviews in Bradford. We went up north and had some people we'd found really last minute sitting on a settee talking about the stereotypes of Bradford. And we had these two girls that were so hilarious. It's the first time I've ever really struggled to keep a straight face, obviously being professional when I'm filming. But they were so hilarious. I looked at my friend Olivia, who was like tears streaming down her face because they were just so funny. And that's when I thought, actually, I really love this job because it's just so funny sometimes.
Are there any aspects of your job you dislike? If so, why?
Don't tell my managers. Sometimes the shifts are quite long, so we work 12 hours, but that can overrun to 14, 15, 16-hour days, so you can be really tired. Not seeing family as much as you'd like to, and sometimes people can be a bit mean in the street.